Hello, everyone. Well, hello, whoever's here. Boy, have I had an interesting time trying to get this version of Red Dead to run reasonably. Whew. There are a few things, of course. OBS Studio is very resource hungry. And one of the things I found that I have to do on OBS Studio is to get rid of a lot of the overlays. Otherwise, my CPU's just going through the roof. So, I've got to get rid of some of the overlays, such as the alerts, which, like if I do a test follow, there's little Ashraffy running across the screen there. That tells me someone just did a follow, which is it's a nice little feature. But it's resource hungry, so I can't have it. So I'm going to remove it. I get the music, but I don't get the picture. The chat box I'll try to keep, the viewer count I'll try to keep. Media request will have to go, as will the overlay for the media request. Let's see what else. I'm just trying to remove some stuff here to make the CPU usage of OBS Studio reasonable. It's currently at 50%, which is incredible. But one thing that you can do is get rid of the in-game overlay, and that drops it down to 30%, from 50 to 30%. A few other things I can get rid of. My little social thing, little social banner can go as well. And the tips and the donations can go. By removing all these layouts, these overlays, I'm basically stripping it bare, stripping it really bare. So I'm going to get rid of the chat box as well, which will make it really hard for you guys, but I will be able to see your chats. Trust me. I've got another thing here that I use, and I'm going to get rid of the viewer count as well. So all this little tiny stuff. So basically I've just got video capture and the window capture, and I may actually just quickly move across to a different scene and then come back, because hopefully that would get rid of the memory. It doesn't, so I may have to restart it with the lower options. One thing I wanted to show you first of all is what I'm working with, which is this little fella. Where is it now? Oh, it's got to go above the window capture, doesn't it? Alright, so that's my machine. It's a GA990 FX UD5. I mentioned it a couple of times. And an AMD FX 8350. Not, I said 18150, but it's an 8350. 8-core processor, but it's not really an 8-core processor. And I can actually get some money back from AMD for that. I actually have 2 AMD chips of the FX variety, so they better pay up, I can tell you. But we're waiting on to see what happens. Alright, so because my machine is that low, I need to lower everything. So I'm going to get rid of a few other things like the scene transitions dock. View, toolbars, docks, scene transition, goodbye. I may even have to get rid of the audio. Oh my god, I want to fix it up first though. I hope you're getting a reasonable audio sound of the music and my voice. Not too much of my voice in your ear, of course, but hopefully it's successful. I'm just stripping away docks. For now I don't need the scenes. For now I don't need... Gee, what else can I strip? The audio mixer, the controls. Ooh. For now the controls can go. I'll have to find them later on when I want to stop streaming. What else? What else can I strip away into the darkness? Get rid of the audio mixer. And I might even get rid of the sources for now. Alright. So I've totally stripped it bare. And hopefully what that means is it's going to release memory, but I doubt it at this stage. Damn it, I might have to reboot. Restart this. Sorry fellas, boys and girls. Which means I'll need the controls again. I'll give it a stop and a restart. Just rebooting OBS. Okay, and this is before, of course, my ISP does it for me because my ISP is a bastard. But never mind about my ISP. Alright, Alright, we should be on our road back. Okay, we're live again. And now OBS Studio is taking around about 23 to 24% of the CPU as opposed to 50% of the CPU prior to my stripping it down. If I get away with my video, get rid of the video of myself and maybe even the audio, it'll strip it down some more. But this is just painful. It really is. Alright, so let's get into the game. I'm just going to move the task manager window across so I can barely see it with my eyesight at the moment. Display, show desktop, display. Make it 150. Alright. Okay. Just for my eyesight, I've got, as you can see, I'm wearing glasses and they probably need a new batch sooner or later. Boop, come back. Come back, task manager, come back. Alright. So let's go in and have a look at what we can get game wise. Now I'm running it at an X4, so around about just under 50% of the preset level. Without OBS, I've got stats for the damn thing all over the place. Hang on, because I spent a considerable amount of yesterday bench testing this. And what have I got? With no OBS and at maximum quality. So full preset. Capacity. In 2560144 mode, the minimum is 23 frames per second, the maximum is 71.58 frames per second, and the average, that's 1920, 23 minimum, 71 maximum, average 738. In 4K 2560 mode, 18, 62, and 29. But when I run with OBS, it drops to a minimum of 0.8. This is for 2560, a maximum of 47, an average of 21, and in 920, 018, maximum 45, average of 23. So rather disappointing results with OBS running, and that's with OBS stripped down to its basic necessities, which is I've just done today. So it's a pain, but if I run, and also I've ran so many bench tests. The bench tests are interesting because every time you run it, it's different. Every time you run it, it's different. There are, of course, there's a huge problem with it. If you run the bench test, go in and adjust it, run the bench test again, it doesn't work. You've got to actually quit out of the game, go back to the Rockstar launcher and come back into it. So I think they should fix that up. But I'm assuming a lot of people ain't going to be doing bench testing a lot. But I expected at least the game testers to be doing bench testing. Clearly not. Don't expect game testers to bench test. Rather disappointing. Alright, so here is the snow. It's smoothish, so it's not too bad. The CPU's just at 97, 98%, 96% now. Of course, I can get rid of a few things, like get rid of all my Chrome windows. That'll save some CPU. Get rid of Discord. That'll save some CPU. And of course, by saving CPU, the game itself takes it up. So still, I'm getting reasonable graphics for this setting. I'd like to play it on the 2560 mode, but I'm not sure what it would do game wise. I might give it a go, you know. I'm that kind of guy. I'm a bench testing freak. The birds flying are nice and smooth. I think they're a little bit choppy in 2560 mode, but it's a nice pan there of the desert and the Milky Way. And of course, this is the city of Valentine with audio. Oh, there's a little hiccup there. It's at 100% now. Nice CPU. Oh, there's another little hiccup. There's a freeze. There's a, what do you call it? The JJ Giles band. Freeze frame. Freeze frame. Alright. So I definitely need to reduce some stuff. So I'm going to get rid of Discord and get rid of the Windows. Let's get rid of Chrome. And this is the... This just runs so differently so many times. I've had him when he runs out here of the door. He does what I call a Cliff Young run. If you're not familiar with Cliff Young, go online. It's an Australian guy who ran a marathon, an old guy, and he basically just did a very slow run. So I've had him do slow runs. I've had him knock over people as you go across here. You can still see the wires on it, the wire shadows on his back as he rides through town here. That's see. I've had the horse run into the wagon. The horse run into the wagon. He loses his horse and he runs all this bit. He runs it. It's really hilarious. And then, of course, the other guys are coming back from the other side. He shoots a different guy every time. First, he shot the guy on the right first that time. I've had the van appear closer and further. I've had some horses survive. So it's just fun. I've also had him get in the wagon and not move the wagon. So he got in the wagon and the wagon doesn't move. It just stands there. And of course the bench testing doesn't finish. So there's his horse. The horse he rode in on. Sometimes the horse is there, sometimes the horse is not there. Sometimes the horse is dead. And there you go. So 2.12 minimum, 65 maximum, an average of 30 frames per second. Reasonable, but then I'm stripping down all the totally stripping it down, a lot of the stuff that's running. So I'm also going to get rid of Xbox here. Don't need you, Xboxy. Don't need Discord, because you just take a little bit of extra CPU as well. And what have I got here? What have I got left over? Chrome. Chrome is taking 7% CPU. So while I'd like to get into Chrome and play around with the test bits and stuff like that, that's me getting a test bit, which you won't see in your alerts, but I got a noise. Won't be able to see my tweets, of course. So and I will leave a pop out. I will leave the pop out because it's the only way I'm going to figure out if the ISP killed me on the way out. And say goodbye to Chrome. Bye bye, Chrome. Alright. So now Red Dead Redemption's at 52% CPU. OBS is at 26. And there's that little Chrome window that I've got open at 1.8. Actually, I might have to get rid of it totally because it's got other parts of Chrome that's active. So goodbye little pop-out window, totally. Okay, so Chrome gone. And CPU is now back down to 90% as opposed to 98, 99%, sometimes 100. Very uncomfortable. Now, I'll show you the error of their ways, because they do have errors, as they do all the time. Let me just and move you over here. Reduce that. Reduce that. Alright, I'm just trying to make stuff up on my second monitor. And that's the other thing, if I get rid of the second monitor, does it give me more? I don't know. Now if I go back into stats here and try to run it again, I haven't changed anything, so hopefully it will run. Like I said, the only thing I've done is reduce stuff that's been running in my CPU. But let's see if it runs, or if I have to get out of the thing and come back. Oh, that's nice. Whoa. Whoa. Whoopsie daisy. I've got this man shake type thing that you get from Aldi. El Cheapo shakes. It's probably the most exercise I get done, other than running around after my old man, of course. Caring for old people is very much like having your own kids. They're just as belligerent. They want their own way. This is not good. I'm going to have to do this over a plate, because most of the powder. There you go, get in there. So the good thing is, for today anyway, the bench testing, I haven't changed anything other than what I was, my CPUs and stuff, what was running in the CPU, and it's run fine, so that's great. Whoa, Kalamati Papadamita just got hit by some kind of storm. Tornado by the looks of it. Ouch. I wonder if it does anything at all. We'll find out if it does anything at all. How is your morning, day, sunshines going? Now there was a few stalls, a few freeze frames the first time I ran this. Some stuttering there, a little bit of stuttering. But no freeze frames. So the extra CPU was much appreciated by the game. And like I said, I've run this at maximum detail without OBS. Runs fine. But because you've got something that's taken up about a quarter of the CPU, and sometimes a third of the CPU, the game and it have some issues. And I reckon because I'm running an extended window, and that's surely, there he is. That's the Cliff Young shuffle. Look at him go. The Cliff Young shuffle. There it is. Cliff Young was a 65-year-old gentleman who entered his first ultra marathon. The ultra marathon was from Melbourne to Sydney, and we're talking about 1,000 kilometres. So it's about, God knows how many miles. I think it's 1.6 kilometres to a mile. So what's that? About 400 miles. And he ran it. This is before Forrest Gump too. So he did that shuffle, and he won the race. Now let's see who he kills first. Right hand. The guy on the right first again, but he let him get off the stage. See? This time the stage is a lot closer. Beforehand it was down the street. Let's see if any horses survive. No horses survived. No screaming from any of the guards, so they're all dead. The shadowing on his back, beautiful. So the engine that they're using for this game is quite powerful, especially with light sources. Alright, so the first time I ran it, we were at 30 frames per second. Now we're at 35 frames per second. And that's just getting rid of a few things in the CPU. So, trashing some stuff in CPU gets you what you want. Now, what I really want, what I really want, and this is probably where the game will get shirty at me. I want to run it in 2560, and I'm running it in windowed borderless because, let me apply these changes. Oh, hang on, I've got to change the display. Show desktop. Oh, hang on. I'll keep it. Alright. Where's the system? There's the system. We need to get you. Oh, sorry. Wrong screen. There we go. Keep those changes, baby. And there we go. Alright. So, now, top left hand corner here shows you how much video memory is being used. So mine's a 6 megabyte card. So OBS is obviously using some of the graphic card memory, which it probably does when it renders. And if you come down the bottom here, you have the advanced settings, which are normally locked, but I've got them down to unlocked just to see if I can muck around with them. The presets do change them, and you've got the Vulkan graphics API, which you can change to DirectX 12 if you wish, but God knows why you'd want to do that. You can also try, if you're having significant trouble with your streaming, if your OBS Studio, I use OBS Studio, you might use Streamlabs OBS, whatever, but if you're encoding using the new NVIDIA NVENC code, you're using some of the GPU. So it doesn't seem to be that significant to me, the video memory. It does fine in that 4K, and it will take extra memory from the RAM and use it fine as well. Oh, that's the thing I needed to tell you. Now, despite the fact that my let's get that view back in for you so I can show you the Sheens. Where's Sheens? There's Sheens. Despite the fact that not scenes. Not scenes. Sources. Not scenes. Okay, so despite the fact that I have, where is my pick? There it is. Show you that again. Despite the fact that I only have an GA990 FX UD5 system model card and an AMD FX 8350 8-core processor, which is not really an 8-core processor. It's probably 4-core, and it simulates the other 4, emulates or whatever. They're pretty old. That's a pretty old BIOS too, 2013 BIOS, right? But I recently upgraded to the 8350. I used to have a much lower processor, so I thought I'd upgrade the processor, and luckily I did. But the other thing I've upgraded is my video card, and that is now a GTX 1660 Ti, and that's doing a lot of the hard work. That really is doing a lot of hard work. As I said, getting rid of the docks in OBS Studio does reduce some of the CPU that OBS Studio uses, so that's a handy little hint. Now we'll see what the resolution you get. I still haven't played this game, by the way. I still haven't played this version of the PC. So when I finally press play, I will be with you. Now I've changed it to 2560 times 144, and I've hit the give it to me again button. Interestingly, I'm moving, but you're not getting it on your... Wow. Okay, and... Wow, okay. I'm just going to have to show you what... There it is. It's dropped down to that. Okay, and that's where you got to go quit the game. You got to say, yes, I did this all yesterday. On a continuous basis. And actually I'm not sure which is... I'll leave it with the windowed for now, because the other thing you can do, of course, is display capture. But I'm not sure if display capture uses more CPU. Who knows? I don't know. Do you know? I know. You know the no too. Well, so we're loading up. Handy tip for those of you who are doing these shake things: if you put in some fiber in your shake, it turns it into a thick shake. But make sure you mix up the powders well and put the powder in first and the water second. Otherwise the powder sometimes just doesn't mix. Anyway, that's it. I'll leave that for my cooking video. So now we're in 2560 1440 mode. We're still at the same preset level, which is an X4. Video memory. Video memory is freer. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. I'm assuming because since this is a native, 2560 is native for the machine, it takes up less video memory. And it can be done using the memory of the inbuilt memory of the monitor, if monitors have inbuilt memory. But you know what I mean. That, well, you probably don't know what I mean. The capabilities of the monitor. So you don't need to sprite and spreet and poke and peek. And there's some words that you probably haven't heard since 1980. Still a very smooth rendition here. The CPU usage is much less, bizarrely, much less. Maybe that was just for that particular screen. I hadn't noticed it before. But the CPU wasn't even phased. Okay, just hit 99%. The fog, probably. But still, no stuttering. I wonder what the frame rate will end up being, really. Sorry for licking on camera here. But it is very good. Yeah, 2 teaspoons of fibre powder added into your shake. Instead of a milky shake, you get a thicky shake. And you go regular. And I use an orange flavoured fibre. So with this chocolate, if you think this is coffee. Sorry about that. Okay, we're at 100% CPU, but there's no slowdown. So the real test will be this one, the town. Which I think it will do okay, but I'm not expecting frame rate to be any higher than 28%. He actually saw the cop before he shot that time, rather than come straight out and just shoot. I reckon he might shoot the cop on the left first this time. You never know your luck in a big city. Oh, his hat's been shot off. No. Went to the right as well. White horse instead of a brown horse. Okay, so the horses kind of stood up for a little bit, but then they collapsed. And he took off without his hat. I reckon it'd be about 55 frames at maximum. And about 30 or 29 frames average. You've totally lost it on the screen there. I don't know what you've got. There you go. I don't. Why is that happening? Why are you not getting that until I actually get out of the windowed border? I have no idea. I might shift it to display. But there you go, so 53 max, 33 average. Still reasonable to play with. So just a minute here, peoples. I'm going to change the way you see the game. Sources. Instead of game capture, let's go display capture. Alright, so I'll undock it. Alright. There you go, you lost the screen again. Bizarre. I don't know why you're losing that screen. Okay, so you can go straight to online mode, but we will start story mode because I just want to see what it feels like with the keyboard and the mouse. Okay, let's do this. Dad, come up one of these. By the 18 1899, by 1899, the age of outlaws and gunslingers was at an end. That's when this game is set, by the way, 1899. America has become a land of laws. Yeah. But still, even the West had mostly been tame. If you have not played this game, it has one of the most iconic, brilliant characters ever to adorn a computer game. You know what, I'm going to pop in the video count because I really would like to see one person on Mixer. Hello, person on Mixer. And I might even pop in the alerts as well. And
Abigail says he's dying,
the
Dutch.
chat box.
We'll have to stop someplace.
Okay, Arthur's out looking. I sent him up ahead.
I wonder what happens if I put him in-game as well.
We'll all be dying. It's weather, it's May. I'm just hoping the law got as lost as we did.
There. Arthur! Any luck?
I found a place where we can get some shelter. Let Davy rest while he... You know. An old mining town. Abandoned. It ain't far. Come on.
Arthur. One of the most iconic characters. Chapter 1, Coulter. So something has happened. For those of you who... It didn't happen in Red Dead Redemption 1. Or it might have, I don't know. I haven't finished Red Dead Redemption 1 yet. It's a bit... The controls are a bit finicky. The one thing that you'll notice about this game that is brilliant, and one of the reasons why the download is 112 gigabytes.
Miss Gaskell, get that fire lit, quick. Miss Jones, bring in whatever blankets we have. Mr. Pearson, see what we've got in terms of food.
Davy's dead.
There was nothing more you could have done.
What are we gonna do? We need supplies.
The story streamlines
First of all, you're gonna stay here, and you were gonna get yourself warm.
from gameplay to
Don and Mike
cinematics
scouting out ahead.
seamlessly.
Arthur and I, we're gonna ride out, see if we can find one of them. This, just for a short bit. I don't see what other.
No
choice
loading
we have.
times, so it's not
Listen.
loading when you go into
Listen to me, all you.
mapping or whatever.
Now, we've had, well, a bad couple of days. I loved Davy, Jenny, Sean, Mac. They may be okay. We don't know. But we lost some folks. Now, if I could throw myself in the ground in their stead, I'd do it. Gladly. But we are gonna ride out and we are gonna find some food. Everybody, we're safe now. There ain't nobody following us through a storm like this one. And by the time they get here, well, we're gonna be long gone. We've been through worse than this before. Mr. Pierce, Miss Grimshaw, I need you to turn this place into a camp. We may be here for a few days. Now, all of you, get yourselves warm. Stay strong. Stay with me. We ain't done yet.
And
Go on,
that's
Arthur.
All right. We've got some work to do.
We ain't
That's-
run into them yet.
that's
so
Dutch.
They both must have headed down the hill.
Sure. Hey, I ain't had time to ask. What really went down back there on that boat?
We missed you. That's what happened. Come on. Oh.
Hey, you need horses?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Mr. Smith, get yourself indoors. You need to rest that hand.
I'll live.
Get indoors, son. Bye.
And there we go.
Need you strong.
Okay.
I'm hitting W. Yeah, I'm hitting W.
Come on, let's go.
Ain't sure what we're gonna find out here, Dutch.
We have to try. Stay close,
All right.
and we'll do our best to stick to the trail.
This goddamn weather.
Been 2 days or more like this now. Oh, it has to blow over soon.
Left shift to ride faster.
Careful over this bridge here.
What bridge? Left control to slow down.
Ride next to me, son. Don't want to lose you.
Can't believe we lost Davy, too.
He's the last one, Arthur. No more. We need to get those people warm and fed.
At least we don't need to worry about Pinkertons tailing us in this.
A couple more days, we'll be on the other side. You need to help me pick the others back up. You're the only one I can rely on to stay strong right now.
We got fire and shelter. That's a start.
Okay, let's talk Judge. What have we got? We can say R or F.
Now, what about the money? Please tell me you at least got the money before it all went to hell on that boat.
We did. It's stashed with the rest of the money in town. It'll be safe for now. Wait, is that someone coming towards us?
Is it? There you go. Gameplay to cinematics.
You up ahead. Who's there?
Gameplay into cinematics. Seamless.
Micah.
Gentlemen,
Found anything?
I think so. Found a little homestead down that way.
Okay. Anyone home?
Sure. Place is blazing with light and noise. Sounded like a party.
Let's go see.
Follow me. How's Davy doing?
He didn't make it. Nor did little Jenny.
That's too bad. Davy was a real fighter. Both of them calendar boys is, or was.
Yeah,
And Mac, Sean,
we don't know.
quite a business.
I'm glad you're all right, Micah.
always ask him if he's seen John.
Hey, have you seen John, Micah?
Didn't see much of anything once this storm came in.
He hasn't seen him.
He'll be fine.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Things always turn out right for that boy.
I hope Mac and Sean are still out there somewhere, too. Move up, Arthur. I'll cover the rear.
I can talk to Micah.
You sure about this, Micah?
Mr. Morgan, I never thought I would be so pleased to see your face. Been kind of lonely out here. Where's everyone else?
Old mining camp, back up the hill.
Huddled around a fire, waiting for Daddy to put food on the... Huh?
Sorry,
Waiting
dude.
for Daddy to put food on the table. Said it before. We got too many mouths to feed.
Well, we got a few less now, so you should be happy.
That ain't fair, Arthur. I earn my share. Think it's unreasonable to expect others to do the same?
So, this house, you speak to the people there already?
No. Like Dutch told us. Look, but don't talk. Okay. Let's keep it down now, gentlemen. It's just up ahead.
Snuff and stash those lanterns, boys. Best you two lie low on this. Okay. Let's head down there.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna stash your lantern, dude. Health is displayed in the lower left-hand corner. Yes, I can see it there.
Let's hitch up here.
E.
Let me handle this. We don't want to spook these fine people.
Sounds like quite the party.
You two, get yourself out of sight. One lonely man is a lot less intimidating than three nasty-looking degenerates. Micah, hide behind that wagon. Arthur, you take that old shed on the left, and stay low, both of you.
Cover. I really do feel like using the controls because I'm used to the controls.
Hello? Shut up, Billy. Excuse me. Hello? Oh, well, hello, friend.
What you want?
I am very sorry to disturb you. My friends and I, well, we got into some trouble up the way, lost in the storm. Gentlemen,
We can't help you, mister.
I got folks
Arthur.
dying on the trail.
Arthur, we got a problem. Folks, there's a corpse right here.
Now, I just
Arthur,
need some
There's a
cans
body
of food
in the
or
wagon.
something.
I hear you. Just
Gentlemen,
keep your eyes on Dutch.
please.
I think you should go now, buddy.
Okay.
Now, friend, I ain't asking for much. Please, I am kind of desperate. There's another one shooting from the window.
Goddamn bastard, you're dead now!
One of them's making a run for it. Arthur!
Didn't seem to be going too well.
The goddamn original boys here.
I don't know. Maybe same reason as us.
I got him.
Don't bring the horses closer to the house. Arthur, let's go search the camp.
Okay, so this is basically
Sounds like a party in here.
Turn the place upside down. Grab as many supplies as you can. We need the essentials. Food, medicine, whiskey.
right. So wonder what it's like here. Oh, there it is. So
O'Driscoll's. I don't believe it.
It's a strange one, all right. Maybe they're hiding up here, too. There's a big price on Colm O'Driscoll's head. Nearly as big as the one on yours.
Wanting Colm dead is about the only thing me and Uncle Sam agree on.
Oh, I'm starving.
You should eat something now. Get your strength up for the ride back.
Alright, so how do you do that? B for satchel. And what do we got? We got he just
Place is
tosses.
dry, warm. We could maybe move the women and Jack down here.
Maybe. We'll see how they are when we get back. I don't really want us to split up.
Just make sure that I get everything. There should be some dried meat. There it is, salted meat. Now, let's have a look what's in here.
I'm going to start packing the horses. You keep looking. Meet me out here when you're done.
Alright, now there's a... hopefully it'll go into the... Oh, there's a photograph.
Poor bastard was married, too.
Alright, you can flip it. Jake and Sadie wedding, September 1896. Actually, you can actually press the read for read, and it'll read it for you. Just in case you can't understand. Running writing. If you can't understand running writing, it just shows you that you need better education. Always look for cigarette cards. Of course, that's the other thing that you need to look for. There's a chest. Ooh, look at this. There's a purse. That's all it is. Ooh, jewelry. End table. What's in the end table? Premium cigarettes. And the premium cigarettes will have your...
Come on, Arthur.
Let's inspect the card. Let's pay Fay Delirio. And what's on the back? Let's zoom. Gems of Beauties, Fairest and Fails. That's card number 11. Okay, let's put it away. You basically have a collection of cards to collect. Hang on, what's up here? Why can't I pick that up? Oh, I better answer him.
Still looking, Dutch.
Looking for... Alright, so there's... two blankets. Oh, there's a dead guy up there from the window.
What's taking so long?
How do I get to him?
Just let me finish searching the place.
Yeah. Jesus, dude. I want to rip it off, Chris. There we go. That's what I want. Open health cure. Very useful. For when you're shining. Alright, so I'm... all that shit that I went through yesterday with a whole day of play testing. What's that? Blood. I spent an entire day bench testing this game. Over and over and over again. Trying to find the most reasonable way of presenting it to you. And at the same time giving me playability. It's still choppy for me. And I suppose I can lower the graphics for me, but what's the point?
What? Micah, Arthur, keep looking for stuff. Arthur, go see if there's anything in that barn. Micah, you search the cabin, see what we missed.
Sure.
Alright. Left alt to view your current objective again. So, what is my current objective? Oh, there it is, that little X. No, that doesn't make any sense. That's a compass. Left alt, which is what I'm... to view your current objective again. Well, it's not giving me objectives, it's giving me the compass point. Is it right alt? No. Is it because I'm caps locked? No. Well, that's not giving me an objective, that's giving me the compass point. Oh, and now it's giving me the GeForce experience. Good on me. Actually, while I'm here. No, not GeForce experience. What I want is... there we go. And what I want is... No. Performance. Which you can pin. So that shows you wherever, Alt G again. Well, you can't really show you. Oh well. C is regular. X is expanded. Well, I like the expanded. That's not really giving me the current objective. The current objective would be the list of things that I can do. It's not in my satchel either. Progress, I guess. No. Oh, might as well have a look at the map. Because we are currently at the Adler Ranch. The reason why I'm looking up here is we come back here later on. Well, near here, especially near Coulter, but that's a long time coming. Well, I'm hitting left. Oh, sorry. Okay. If you press left alt, you get the map. You get the compass. If you just tap it, that gives you your objective. Why didn't it say tap left alt?
Bastard shot my cut! Well, he started it. I'm gonna break your neck!
Oops.
What's going on?
Now, this guy just jumped me!
Oh, did he now?
Sneaky little bastard. Should I kill him?
No. Not yet. Find out what they're doing here and where Colm is.
Oh,
Where's-
this son of a bitch will talk.
Where's my hat, boy? Oh, don't you want to get your hat first? Alright.
Where's Colm O'Driscoll?
With the others. At an old mining camp southwest of here. Near the lake.
The fighting was a lot easier.
What are you bastards doing? Why are you up here?
We're fixing to rob some train. Gonna blow the tracks. I don't know more than that, I swear.
Well, I would say it looks like you have this, Arthur. Do what you want with him. I don't care. But bring that horse when you're done. Oh.
I don't know anything else. Please.
This is where I'd ask the audience.
I promise. You won't see me again, partner.
Well, that's not true.
Please, partner.
So, I'm sorry, dude. I'm gonna give you the old Arthur treatment. Alright, the keyboard controls are extremely finicky. Oh gee, is it? I thought, see my eyesight, I thought it said Q.
Easy. It's okay.
I definitely need a... That's Q. No, that's G.
Easy. You're okay. Good boy.
Oh, there you go, horse bonding achieved. That was quick. Now, if you tap it, you'll see where Arthur's lying in the good guy, bad guy, red being bad guy, white being good guy. So you can probably kill, yeah, you can probably get rid of this dude here.
Still in there?
He's dealt with.
Good. That looks like a decent horse. You should keep him. You need to hitch him. He's already skittish.
Get away from me!
Mike, what the hell do you think you're doing? Come here.
Get the
Whoa, look, I found in the cellar. Wild thing, ain't ya?
Leave her alone.
I wasn't doing nothing. She's one of them O'Driscolls.
No, she ain't, Michael. Look at her. Miss. Are you...
Oh, you fool!
Micah is total asshole,
It's
total
gonna be
idiot.
Okay. We mean you.
He's just
No harm.
burnt
Miss.
the house that they want to stay in down.
It'll be okay.
What a fuckwit.
We need to get out of here, and quick. Come on.
But it's true to Micah's character, because Micah is a fuckwit.
You okay, miss?
They came 3 days ago. And my husband,
Miss, you are safe now. And you can't stay here. Come with us. Arthur.
Yes, it's okay. We're bad men. We ain't them. It's okay. Get on. We'll keep you safe until you figure out what you want to do.
Alright, I'm just going to... Currently OBS Studio has gone back up to 36%. So these overlays are really a bit too much. I'll get rid of chat box as well. In game, and definitely get rid of media request. You can't see that, much to my chagrin. Well, you can now. 75%, 66%, but that was about 85 and 90%. GPU's at 95%. Just put my hand on my PC just to check its warmth thingy. I have a little tool that I use. Like I said, old machine. Speed fan. And speed fan is a neat little tool. That gives you a temperature reading of your PC. So you can keep an eye on it, and it also has an automatic fan speed option, so you can continually fan your machine. Keep your machine in the primo conditiono. Let's have a look. Ooh, 79%. So 79 degrees for GPU, that's not too bad. Temperature 2 is a bit high. The hard drives are reasonable. I don't have a fan in the P1 on this side at all. No fan 1, no fan 2, no fan 3. I should get one of those. I've got those 3, but I haven't got those 3, so I can get 3 fans in there if I wished. Voltage is at 12.16. The battery is at 314, so it's not too bad. That isn't too bad. And that will alter the fan speeds. I can fake it and tell it to try to fan it. But those hard drives are a reasonable temperature. The core is at 58%, 58 degrees, but that's not too bad for the graphics that's being produced by this game. So all in all, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Hang on, I might as well get rid of this fella while I'm here. Unpin it and bye bye. Okie dokie. So let's get back into the game. I'll get rid of some docs. Get rid of sources. So the only doc now I've got is
What's your name, miss? Miss
Adler.
Adler.
Sadie Adler. Mrs. He was my husband.
He was Jake. Cinematics, you can tell cinematics because the screen goes into a
Hey,
16,
somebody's coming.
16:8
Looks
type,
like it's Dutch.
you know,
Hey, everybody, Dutch is back.
How'd you get on?
cinema screen.
Micah found a homestead, but he weren't the first. Colm O'Driscoll and his scum, they beat us to it. We found some of them there, but there is more about, apparently. Scouting the train. Thank you.
That's the last thing we need right now, Dutch.
Well, it is what it is. But we found some supplies, some blankets, a little bit of food, and this poor soul, Mrs. Adler. Miss Tilly, Miss Karen, would you warm her up? Give her a drink or something? And Mrs. Adler, it's gonna be okay. You're safe now. They turned her into a widow. Animals. I need some rest. I haven't slept in 3 days.
You're over here. Miss O'Shea will show you the way. Mr. Morgan, we put you in a room over here.
Thank you, Miss Grimshaw.
Mr. Bell, you're with the fellas over there.
What? How come Arthur gets a room and I get a bunk bed next to Bill Williamson and a bunch of darkies?
Get yourself to bed.
The game makes it easy to hate Micah. Which is pretty good, considering
He ain't been seen in days.
where the game goes.
He's strong, and he's smart.
Strong, at least. Hello, Arthur.
Abigail?
Arthur, how you doing?
Just fine, Abigail. And you?
I need you to... I'm sorry to ask, but
It's little John. He's got himself caught into a scrape
he
again.
ain't been seen in two days.
Your John will be fine. I mean, he may be as dumb as rocks and as dull as rusted iron, but that ain't changing because he got caught in some snowstorm.
Please go take a look. Javier?
Yes.
Javier, will you ride out with Arthur to take a look for John? You're the two best fit men we've got.
Now?
We're pretty worried about him.
I know. The situation were reversed. He'd look for me.
Reluctant
Thank you.
Arthur. But Arthur does have a conscience.
This
Well,
way.
he grows one.
Last I know, John was headed up the river.
For all we know, he kept riding north and never looked back.
He wouldn't leave. Not like that.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Now that's a direct reference to Red Dead Redemption 1, where the main character is John. And he spends a bit of time in
Hey, I see some smoke. Come on, let's take a look.
Let's hope it ain't more of O'Driscoll's boys.
Well, seems somebody left. Recently.
the cinematics is
That way.
beautiful. You have
Oh,
to
well,
admit.
well, now.
You have to admit. There you go. Now we're going to play mode.
There's some tracks leading to the river. Let's cross. See, they continue up that way. Hey, stay on these tracks, come on.
Come and evade.
Think it's John?
You tell me. These are horse tracks for sure, but could be anyone. Let's just see where they lead.
So, you were there, Javier.
He's trying to figure out what happened.
On that boat.
We had the money, it seemed fine. Then suddenly they were everywhere.
Bounty hunters?
No, Pinkertons. It was crazy. Raining bullets. Watch out for this crevice.
I see it. V.
Dutch killed a girl in a bad way.
So that's so you can change your camera distance. So
That
it's
ain't like him, though.
Not that way.
so Dutch killed a girl.
Continue along the cliff wall here.
So now we know. Getting more and more hints about what happened.
Davey got shot.
Davey
Mac
got
and John
shot. Davey's
both
dead.
shot too.
And
Sean, we don't even know. I'm surprised we escaped at all. By the time you boys showed up from the other side of town, we were only just holding on.
to activate the cinematic view, hit and hold V. So that's there you go.
Damn snow's coming in hard again.
We'll lose these tracks if we don't move fast.
And it's gone into cinematic view anyway. Change camera, press C. So that's the top drone camera. Exit, press V. I didn't use cinematic mode all that much, but
Careful,
it's
it's getting narrow here.